Hello, hello. Welcome to Actors Anonymous Podcast. Today's special guest is Mr. Steve Howey from Showtime's Shameless. Dude, thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. You're looking great, man. Like,
Thanks,
really
dude.
in shape.
Yeah. It's amazing what what can happen when you, come on, man. Come on, Jordan. You're the first buzz. Fail.
I'll leave now.
We were just getting into my body, and then that had to happen, and you ruined the moment. No, it's amazing what can happen if you just cut back a little bit of beer.
Yeah?
Liquid bread, yeah. That's what I was doing that. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. I mean, Season 2 was like, I was just going for it. I thought I was the character, and I was kind of living that life, and it was Chicago's fault because we shoot 2 weeks out of the year. Mm-hmm. Actually, 1 week, 1 year. Most of all the exterior shots are shot in Chicago. All the exteriors. So it looks like Chicago. Everything that's shot interior, the house, Gallagher house, the Kevin Veronica's house, and Sheila's house when Joan Cusack was on, is shot at Warner Brothers in Burbank.
Yeah.
But when we go out there, I don't know if you've been to Chicago.
I have.
But the food is ridiculous. Yeah. It's next level food. Like chefs go there. It's like the Mecca. It's like Paris, right? And then Chicago. It's so good. So we would and we got a lot of love. And, restaurants would want to have us. They said, come here, try this, try that. And then it's bountiful. The beer, the drinks. It's just amazing. I knew the first season, I knew I was in a special place. It was the first time I've been to Chicago. I walked out. We had all the trailers were right next to this restaurant. And I was like, I was going to go in and get something to eat. There were 4 women, attractive women, with burgers and beers in front of them. And it was like, what?
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is not LA.
Yeah. Not a half salad and a green drink. It was beers and burgers. So anyway, that's a long-winded answer to you're looking good.
No, I was out there earlier this year for a pilot, and
cool.
I worked out every single morning like a crazy person.
Because you had to.
Because, I'm not extremely muscular. I'm athletic and fit and whatever,
sure.
But the amount of food I wanted to eat, I was dude, you're going to have to do like 1,000 calorie burn every morning.
You have to, yeah.
So I totally get it.
What was the pilot?
Zubiquity for Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Great experience. Didn't go through, but it happens.
Feather in the cap.
That's actually something in a little bit I want to talk to you about. Your work,
we'll
dude,
get into it.
has been great. By the way, can I just say
you.
that your
Lucky.
IMDb credits look amazing, and like the stuff, the shows you worked on are just spot on.
It's all luck. It's the
lightning
secret.
in a bottle.
I guess. Yeah.
Dude, I'm kind of upset with this UFC fight because I really was looking forward to John Jones and DC fight each other. So was it just doping? Is it steroids? Is it like marijuana? Or
I haven't heard. I don't know. I just saw the release last night, and it was like, come on, dude, really, again. And I don't think it was. If it was recreational drugs, like heroin that we all do recreationally. No, but like, coke or crack or weed. It's like, what? That would be lame. It's lame both ways. If it was doping, if it was steroids, I can see the justification. I can understand it. But you had to know that the new rules, they come whenever. They come whenever they want, when you least expect it. Oh, yeah. And these doctors, I don't know. It's so sad because everybody was really looking forward to the fight. Mm-hmm. Daniel Cormier, dropped so much weight to reach 205. He's not a natural 205. He's a big guy. He's a shorter guy, but he's
thick.
He's thick, and he doesn't get a payday.
That's the part that upset me the most.
He's got a family. He's like,
dude,
he worked all that time. He doesn't get a payday, and it's the most brutal sport ever. The most supreme athletes are MMA fighters. The most supreme athletes, because there's that famous pitcher that was like on Blues or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Pitching for the major leagues. They're all, drunk, and everybody's stoned on the NBA. And then like the NFL, you know, they're all just shot up with cortisone. You know, it's like, I don't know. I'm speaking in generalities, like I know what I'm talking about. But it's like you have to be like the amount of training and the amount of burpees that you have to do to be a, you know, an MMA fighter is sick. And then they're like, what is it, 2 days before? It was last night. Yes, 3 days before, find out that you're not fighting. Ugh.
Well, one of the reasons I brought this up, not only because I'm frustrated, but it also relates to...
Goes back to acting in
some sort of way. It does, I think. What goes through somebody's mind? I mean, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. Obviously,
yeah, we don't know.
We don't know a lot of things.
We don't know what it was. I don't think we know.
I haven't read anything about what it is specifically.
Yeah, but they know, though. I mean, like, when they find a trace of anything, they test it, like, numerous times to make sure. So it was something. And if it is anything, he's an idiot. I mean, that's just so stupid. He's just lost legions of fans. Because
it would have been such a good fight.
It would have been such a good fight. There
so
are
talented.
good fights. There are good still fights. I just, you know, I wanted to see that fight. I didn't want to see Mark Hunt and like, you know, the blonde Hulk.
If it was something to do with like physical ailment, like sometimes
sure.
I don't smoke pot. I know people who do. I don't have a problem with marijuana usage, even though I don't use it. But I understand some people use it for pain, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems to help people and not have really insane negative side effects, like something like if people did coke or heroin, right? That's a very general statement, I am aware. And also like some steroid uses, I think it's a hormone of some sort. It's the human growth hormone that aids in recovery. Like if you have an injury. Yeah.
Very expensive.
Oh, yeah?
I've already looked into it. Yeah.
Okay. I get why you would use it for those things, but at the same time, if you know the rules,
you know you're
going to get caught. Yeah. Like you can't hide from it, right?
No, and it's also there is like this martial artist code that those guys abide by, which is like all natural body.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of sweet. I think it's endearing. I think it's amazing. I think it's something to respect that those those guys are fighters. They're different bred humans, but some of them, the jujitsu artists, they don't want to hurt the other person. They want to like submit them as fast as possible to the least amount of damage to themselves and to the other opponent. I think that's amazing, right? So there is this there, but now you got they're selling tickets. So Conor McGregor comes around and he's like the showman talking shit. I like it all, though. I'm not criticizing it all. Part of me thinks that when the whole Lance Armstrong thing happened, it was like, Bill Burr has this bit. It was like when he found out that he was doing steroids, then they found out everybody was doing steroids across the world. So it was like, our doped up guy beat your doped up guys. So, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It would be kind of like gross and cool is if like everybody was just roided out of their mind in the Olympics. Just if they want to dedicate their lives to running 400 meters for the next 4 years, let them inject everything. I want to see tree trunks for legs. I just want to see guys just you know what I mean? It would just be epic. Like let him go off.
But the side effects of that.
But that's their choice, though. Yeah. If they want to do it, let them do it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, not forcefully.
No. Let's have no, not like it's horse racing and they shove a thing up the wazoo. But
just be a roid rage competition in the Olympics.
What are you talking about?
Who could be crazy? Let's switch over.
Well,
Weeson, when have you brought us?
No, so what? We're just talking.
I know, it's true. It's true.
No, but it does relate into that self-destructive personality because there is that tendency where a lot of artists, and when I say artists, I do include martial artists and athletes.
Sure.
That self-destructive personality where some artists go through, and I'm always curious, like, I've had tastes of those tendencies, but I've always backed away from them. And I don't know if you've had them or if you've had them. Yeah. Like, what can, if you don't mind, like, just talking about that, like, what is that? What is that thought process like? Knowing you're doing something horrible, but you just keep doing it. Is that
in what aspect, though?
I mean, it could be drugs. It could be like the doping with the athletes. It could be like an abusive relationship.
I think there are a number of different factors, but if you're talking about like self-sabotage, that goes with the territory. That's part of the deal, I think, as you're dealing with artists. A lot of artists feel that there's more art in pain than there is in joy, right? So you do certain things. I mean, some of the best music, jazz, of rock and roll from the 60s and 70s were all heroin induced. Does it take away from the music? Joe Strummer, famously said that everybody should, the cigarettes were banned, and he was like, how many songs were written with a cigarette in one hand and a pencil in the other? Cigarettes now are awful. You can't smoke cigarettes anymore. Fame, it's really weird to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
And to have the responsibility to take a picture with somebody or to acknowledge that person's existence, because then you are now changing that person's life.
Right.
You're either destroying their day, their year, their entire life, or you're uplifting them. And it's a lot of responsibility. So that one experience is that one time for that one person. But for the person who they recognize, they get that multiple times in the day. So maybe you pacify yourself or stimulate yourself or whatever kind of thing you want, whether it's whores, whether it's drugs and alcohol. Of course. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like abuse. There's different ways, but I think there is like that fine line between, crazy and talent.
Yeah. And
there is probably, I don't know, like for his case, I really don't know. I don't know him and I don't know the circumstances. I think he's a household name. I mean, of people that know that world, right? But for actors, like, I work with, William H. Macy, and we did a motorcycle trip, and people were recognizing him through his helmet in the car. And it was like, he does look exactly like he does on camera. He has a very distinctive face, and he has a very distinctive voice.
That's got to be hard, too, because if you're, like you're saying, it's each of those experiences is that one moment for each of those people.
Yeah.
And you have to endure all of that. And like if one of
nice.
those people has a bad experience with you, that's all they're going to remember.
They're going to hold it. And so you hear about like, Bieber being a dick or that, you know what I mean? Like think about that fucking guy, what he has to deal with.
It's like, maybe you caught him on a bad day. Like, chill.
Right? I mean, there's a documentary that Kubrick's daughter was doing for the Shining, and she interviews Jack Nicholson, and he's like, the average person meets however many people during a day, and the average celebrity meets thousands of people. How can you remember everybody's name?
Yeah.
It's hard to remember everybody's name. But a writer did tell me once, which I love, if you forget someone's name, it's their fault. I love that.
Well, Steve Howey. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What I was perusing your Twitter while doing research on you, and I really liked your tweet on pedestrians need to calm the fuck down if a car stopped in the crosswalk.
Yeah.
I want to okay, go ahead.
You've all seen it. A car stopped in the crosswalk and the guy or girl walks and goes, they do the hands in the air like, oh my God, I'm walking here and you're impeding. Go around. Walk around. Your name is not anywhere on those white lines. Just walk around. Why are you? It's like, oh my God, look at this asshole has parked. It's like, so what? Calm the fuck down. Walk around. I saw a guy, he slapped the hood, put his hands up in the air, and it was like, okay, you're that guy. You are that guy. You care that much. And the people don't have enough to do anymore. They don't. Their life isn't threatened enough where they make that a big deal.
That's very true. And also the fact that everybody has a voice that they can put on the social media.
Oh,
and
well, that's
the interwebs.
just,
You know what I mean?
Social media.
That's just ridiculous.
No, I'm being serious. Like
no,
for
I know,
any
it's
post
true.
somebody posts, they can be a social justice warrior.
Oh, don't
on
get me
any,
started. Let's not even get going there.
Well,
these children, that's how they are. They're just whiny children.
And I think living in LA plays a big part of it because we talked about this on the show, but we get a little soft because of the weather here, I think, as well.
Sure.
I think if you live more in a place where the weather keeps you in check, like I used to live in Oklahoma, and thunderstorms and tornado storms.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Puts the fear of something bigger in you.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what your belief system is, you feel a little small when you see like the funnel cloud happening. You're like, oh, okay.
Hey, we're waiting for that 100 years storm to hit us and just destroy us, right?
You mean earthquake?
Earthquake, yeah, right. It's gonna eat LA alive. We're all going down.
I'm moving. I gotta get out of Dodge. It's getting to me. Yeah.
Where would you like to move to?
5-year plan. I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, right. There's so many different places. No, I'm West Side. I'm a West Side guy. So it would have to be north. It would have to be,
Big Sur. Big Sur.
I like Big Sur, but I'm talking more north. I'm like maybe Oregon.
Yeah, do it, dude.
Get out of California altogether.
I like the woods, the mountains and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it helps me a lot.
I used to live in Colorado, so I'm all about the mountains.
Then what? Because like gardening for me is one of the things that really clears my mind, helps me be zen, helps me work on my acting. What's that for you? You know, do you have something like that? I know you have a family and stuff like that. Is there anything that helps you clear your mind so that you focus whenever things get really hectic?
Not recently. I used to smoke a lot of pot, and that was kind of my zen thing. I stopped doing that because it's really hard to take care of kids for me and be stoned.
Yeah.
But I'd mix it too, so I stopped doing that. My wife was going to leave me.
Okay, no, it's true.
And then, but you know, I guess working out is like my new thing. Is like just running, going hiking. Some kind of like exertion, so like when my head hits the pillow, I pass out. I have to. I've substituted all that experimental thing with working out now. Doing like martial arts when I can.
Yeah,
I'm getting older, so it hurts. But yeah, just any kind of activity, whatever that is. And a lot of it. I sweat a lot, and I enjoy it very much so.
Dude, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I have to do that. I mean, I know I mentioned this on the podcast 100 times. I'll mention it once more. I love running uphill, like on a hiking trail.
Yeah.
Like just running until I reach the top, and I feel like I'm gonna die. Like this is it. I'm on all fours right now. I'm done. And there's just something about it afterwards when I'm back in my car, I'm driving.
Feel good. You get that.
Like, whatever problems happen.
You get that
all right.
Endorphin blast.
Yeah, but I know there's something chemically going on. But for the rest of the day, there's whatever obstacle that happens or problem, I'm just like, okay, we'll handle it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that stress is there from past stuff.
In the morning, I can't do that in the morning. I love to like I started doing like heavy boxing at night, and like now that I'm doing that, it's like it's the perfect thing to like go home to, being like, that was the end of my day. I'm accomplished. I feel good. I gave it everything I got, and now I'm tired as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it? That's accomplishing something.
Yeah.
And that's also feels good. Right on the top of the hill, you just accomplished something.
Right.
Working out, you accomplish something. That's a production. Is the basis of one's morale, right? So once you do something,
ooh, I like that, man.
Once you do something, you feel better about yourself. I took me years to figure that out. That actually cleaning a room feels so much better. You're like, holy shit! Now the room's clean. Gonna have a great day.
Yeah.
I clean dishes like a beast right now.
Yeah.
Because it feels so good to have a clean kitchen. And for years, decades, be like, I get to it. Procrastination, is a habit like anything else. But yeah, those are all things that you achieve and you feel good about.
That's like, because right now I work in, like, we were just talking about this today at work. I work with YouTube. So I was like telling someone, like, I just
never
finished...
heard of it. It took way too long.
It's like this weird website. But I just got off working on Match Game in New York, and like the difference of like like when you're working on videos and you have to like constantly churn them out, it's like clockwork and you can't like sit down and enjoy it. But when you get to like finish a show and you know it's going to be going live and you like get to be like, hey guys, go check this out. It's starting up.
Yes.
It's like, you just like look at it from a distance and just be like, I accomplished this with a bunch of people. And you get to soak it in.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the favorite, like, that's like, I'm going to have to go back to TV. Like, that's just where it is like, you just feel so good about something that, tons of people are watching.
Yeah. Is that a question? That's pretty.
It's more of a statement, but.
Yeah.
That was good.
But.
I mean, it fits.
If I could turn that
I
into
totally
a question.
agree. Yes, and it does feel good to be a part of something that all the subscribers watch. Gabe, how are
you? Steve, you've been working in the business for a while now, and what an incredible journey you've had. Seriously.
Yeah. It's been weird. Yeah. It's been fun. I've been lucky. Yeah. It's been now. I grew up out here in Southern California.
Right.
And then moved to Colorado to get a basketball scholarship my senior year, which it paid off. I got a scholarship. But then after 2 years, I couldn't do it. I was like, which is very parallel to acting and a lot of different things, is that there were guys there that never worked out, and they could just dunk, shoot the ball, defense, and they never worked out. There's one guy on my team, his nickname was Fat Man, and he was the opposite. He was an Adonis. He was just this god, and all he did was just have sex and eat Twizzlers and watch ESPN.
Wow, what a life!
And he would just dominate every time. And then I couldn't compete. I tried my ass off, and I could not even get near there with just like the training and the workout so I gave up on that, and then came back out, and that was like in '98, and then got a sitcom. I did some commercials, did some grunt work that you have to put in because you have to. These fucking trust fund babies that say like you should never take a job that you're not 100% dedicated. Fuck you. You have all the money in the world. I had to do Pacific Blue. I had to do these bit jobs.
There's no shame in that. I don't know why that people would shame you for that.
It's not a shame. It's like when I hear that though, it pisses me off because there's a lot of because I did it from the very bottom, which I do take pride in. So when I do see nepotism, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But when I hear that bullshit, when they come from money, like serious money, and then they don't have to do that, there is an air of arrogance that producers and directors like. They want somebody to come in to go like, yeah, I'm the fucking shit. I'm the fucking shit, and not smell of desperation like all the other actors who need to pay their fucking car insurance, their rent, and everything else. And that's what sucks. That's what really sucks about auditioning in this business, is that you have to get through all that to get through to those people. Anyway, that's kind of a personal thing, but it pisses me off because there are these like actors that come in and they're just like, oh yeah, I just fucking DJ now and I just get movies offered to me and I don't even audition. It's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, great, good for you. Like that's your journey. But there's the 98% of the actors are just struggling. It's hard out there. All those movie stars went to TV. All those TV stars went to commercials or radio. All those commercial radio are just fucking going, whoa, how am I have a family. I moved here in fucking 84 and I have to pay rent still or a mortgage.
Well, so you brought up something that happens with a lot of industries, and there's an evolution, I think. And the last maybe 8-10 years with the internet and everything going online, that transition right now, we're starting to hit the beginning of this new era. I think we're already in the beginning of the new era, excuse me. And so like with any industry,
the Vine stars and the YouTube stars.
Exactly. So
I'm not against those guys. I actually like them. I think it's a breath of fresh air actually. I think actors that are against them, that they there's been some old school cats that have talked shit. I think that they're just dinosaurs, and this is like you cannot get in the way. Your time has passed. You're old, and you were in an era of the trolley. Like we have different. We have Elon Musk now. It's like you gotta. There's a new. If you're going against it, you're fighting the wave that will just succumb you. So
I just hopefully feel like if like you're gonna cast someone in your project and it is someone from like a social media standpoint, that it's not lacking quality of their ability to perform just because they have high numbers.
No. They are casting people specifically because of numbers, because of viewerships, because of followers. That's where it's gross.
Yeah.
Are they the best performer? Are they going to take the material and hide it? Are they going to be good to work with?
That's the part. That's the part. Oh shoot! I got some.
Yeah.
No, that's the part.
No,
because that's where the quality in it, and that's where I can't speak for the other people who complain about them, but I understand the numbers thing from a producer's standpoint. I get it.
Yeah.
You want to sell.
It's all about a money thing. Yeah,
I understand that. It's the craft and the quality of that and that person. If there's a Viner or a YouTube star who's like, you know what, I really want to take this serious. Oh, dude, much respect to you. But if you go in there with that, again, that air or that quality, like, oh, it's fucking acting or whatever. I don't think those people are long term in the business.
Yeah, but but even with that said, there are actors in this business who are quote unquote actors who give acting a bad name.
Yeah.
There are performers. There are musicians. There are rappers. They've been come and gone, and they're actually, some of them are really good, or pretty good. It runs the gamut. It really does. It's like acting technique. There's a plethora of techniques. To say there's only one technique. I was on YouTube, and this whoever this woman was, I won't say her name, but she just sounded like an idiot. And just a failed person in the industry, spouting her belief system. And she was like, you have to think the thought of the character. No, you don't. You don't have to think the thought of the character. You can do whatever you want, whatever works for you. There are actors that are barely conscious that are showing up. They're so hungover. They just got done banging the most intense people, and they just showed up. They had like 30 minutes of sleep, and they give the most amazing performance. Do you think they're thinking the thought of the character? No. But the other person that's thinking the thought of the character does a really good job. And then the other guy who thinks the thought of the character is some shit actor who's never going to get a job. And he's like, why don't I ever get a job? I think the thought, it's whatever works for you. If method works for you, then do that. If studying your lines in a way that works for you, do that. So with these people who are actors, right, who are coming in that are Vine stars and YouTube stars, I think it's a breath of fresh air because maybe they'll change the game. Maybe their fresh take on it. Because also the other old school acting thing is, acting's not a personality. And it's like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a personality.
What do they mean? It's not a personality.
Well, you're the character. You have to go and be the character. You have to find out what the character's about, what the wants, the desires, the needs, right? Bullshit. Do you know how many fucking actors get cast because they're them? They want them. You know what I mean?
Too, yeah.
They want them, but that's specifically to them. It's frustrating because everybody wants what was that movie that came out? And they interviewed all the directors and writers and producers in Hollywood, and it was like, what makes a great movie? No one knows. No one knows what makes a great movie. No one knows what makes a great actor or an actress, but when you see it. Everybody knows that when you turn on a TV show or get Netflix and you turn on a movie, we just watched Twins last night, right? I don't care anything about Arnold Schwarzenegger's politics or his past, but that guy was fucking genius because he could deliver a joke and he could deliver the stick around when he threw a knife through somebody's chest and it would stick against the wall. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
When he can do all that and tell a joke. Danny DeVito is a god. That guy is so funny, and he had everything going against him, right? I mean, not a little person. He's not like a Peter Dinklage, And he's not a short guy. He's like right in the middle. What the hell is he? And he's a fucking god.
Side note, I've been binge watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Genius on that.
What the hell? Why am I late on this train of Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Oh my gosh. It's that thing you're talking about. That thing when people see it. Yeah. I personally, what I think it is that person or those group of people being true to themselves. Just this essence. Yeah. That essence, that truth to them, that's that thing that's hard to describe, which they just allow to shine. Yeah. I know that sounds really like cheesy, but that's my definition.
No. They wrote that. I saw the pilot actually that was filmed on a camcorder for $200, and they got the deal with FX. But I remember seeing this going, this is so weird, but kind of good in a weird way, because they had when bros talk to each other, they have their own vernacular and cadence and everything. So that was true to them. Yeah. But when you get into, but that thing is Charlie Day, I haven't seen him, walk on water when it comes to performances. He's a personality. I wouldn't say he's the greatest actor. I think he does what he does. I think that's great. I think he does what he does. That's great, but I like it. Yeah. When Horrible Bosses, hilarious. He was like toe to toe with a fucking great actor, and the SNL guy. I mean that's hard to do, but
no, we totally agree. We totally agree. No, but real quick, when this whole
so venomous. I don't want to be so venomous.
You're not venomous.
Okay.
Why are you? No.
I just get like when you hit. I get passionate.
Yeah.
When we talk about this stuff, I was actually excited about talking about this because there's a lot I have to say.
Well, please, man. I'm glad you're here.
I'm actually curious.
I'm so sorry. I just wanted to wrap this section out. The whole when I was saying it's how a lot of industries are in evolution constantly after decades.
Yeah.
My whole point of that was just to say we have to keep up with it. As actors, as artists, absolutely. We can complain and bitch about the Viners, about the YouTubers. Yeah. But bottom line is, hey, if you're not getting work right now, make your own.
Yes.
No fucking excuse.
Exactly.
Go out there, put on a YouTube channel. I know everybody has one, but guess what? If you don't have one, you're the only actor who doesn't have one.
Totally agree.
And it's at least going to the gym for yourself as an artist. That's all I wanted to
say. You said it perfectly. That's exactly right.
And producers are looking for that too. They're looking for people to create their own stuff.
They are. They absolutely are. Because then they're like, okay, they can do that. I want to hire somebody that can do that because it's it shows that they're multi-talented, layered.
It's like Lena Dunham with Girls and
Tiny Furniture first.
Oh yeah, true.
She did Tiny Furniture.
Oh.
She did a movie called Tiny Furniture that was like $300,000. And it was pretty good.
Wow.
And then she made Girls, which first season was great, and then they got.
I never got into it, but it was such like.
And then Adam Driver came out of it.
Yeah, right. I wanted to ask because you were talking about you went to school with a basketball scholarship and then went to LA. Was that like did you have a plan to act, or was it something that you just knew you wanted to do in like as a contingency?
Well, I kind of grew up with it. My dad taught acting, teaches acting, and in the 80s it was a lot different than it is now. Like when his heyday kind of thing was when there was George Clooney in his class and Patrick Swayze and. When everybody was in acting class, New York and LA. It's like, come out to LA, go out to New York, get an acting class, and if you get a commercial, you can buy a house. If you get a show, your life's made, right? And so that was interesting. So I was taking acting classes. The true story is I was taking acting classes with him to help me in basketball because there are parallels into control, because I couldn't control my behavior. My body wasn't doing what my soul wanted it to do, so I would freak the fuck out. And I was
I'm sorry. I just like that.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't jump. I couldn't run as fast. And I wanted to compete. I was good, but I didn't have baseball glove size hands. I didn't have size 15 feet. I didn't have a lot of attributes that these guys had that I was competing against. And I would just drive me fucking crazy. And I got a lot of fouls. Got kicked out a lot of games. But, and then I got the bug. I just started, it was acting class. Acting class was a lot of fun. And then I went to different acting classes with different teachers and loved it. And met a lot of cool people. And then just had fun. I was just having fun. And it was that's what really started. It was like the fun of it. And then I can't remember when it became a job. But there's always that when you have like those moments, those ups and downs where you're like, okay, this is, you decided to do this, now you got to do it because it's still fun. That's where you got to find the fun. And it goes back to what you're saying, create it yourself, whatever that is, right? But there is fun in auditioning if you can do it, right? My old mentor used to say here's another one. Your attitude is the aperture of which your talent flows. So
I like this shit.
So
dude.
It's like the worse your attitude, the more closed off the aperture is, and your talent can't flow. But if you got a good attitude, that aperture is wide open and your talent can flow. And there is a reason why A-list celebrities happen to be cool. Like, I've worked with a bunch of different actors and actresses over the years. And I'll tell you that if you name names, you'll know the ones that are cool. And they're probably like the superstars. And the ones that aren't so cool aren't so cool. And it's really weird how that goes.
That's interesting.
And it's an attitude thing. Is it what they're dealing with their own life, with their family, with their friends? Is it a personal thing, an insecurity thing, demons that they've had forever? Or are they just really, or the other one's just really good at faking it, just being always up and bright. And then like in closed doors, they're like, cutting themselves or something. But, I don't know. But it runs the gamut. It really does run the gamut of like all different things. I kind of got lost about what we were talking about, but
I don't know. I think you hit upon it. But it's such this business, first off, it's so hard having a big perspective on what life is and what life really is. Because, man, it's sometimes we can just have these like blinders on and then we think like this is the whole world. Like there's this small amount of space. And so whenever we have a problem and it takes up most of that space, we're like, our whole world is a problem.
Yeah.
When we realize like, no, man, you're not the only one, first off.
Absolutely.
And there's like tons of other people who are dealing with the same shit and this is nothing.
So let me elaborate on that.
Yeah.
With new actors that come into town and they ask me questions about this, that, and the other, about how to do this, auditioning, talking to directors, finding an agent, whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell them the truth because they don't want to hear the truth. Because the truth is that if you're not beautiful, you're going to have a hard time. It's the beautiful Olympics. That's the truth. Everybody comes out here who's the hottest in their hometown to become to the beautiful Olympics, which is Hollywood. Of course. Obviously you won gold medal in Oklahoma.
So pretty.
And if not, you have to be a comic genius like the cast of the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Those women are fucking geniuses. They're the funniest people on the planet, and they all got together for a movie. If you're not beautiful and you're not a genius, you're going to have a tough time. And that's the truth.
Right.
That's the goddamn fact. Do you have talent? I don't know. Can you get better at your craft? Absolutely. You can work on it. But unless you have certain things about you, you're going to have a real tough time, which goes back to create yourself. And I say the exact same thing. I say, make it yourself. Find your weaknesses. Get better in front of a camera. Get confidence. Create that production, that top of the mountain, so you can climb it and do it. And so then when you go into producers, or if you're looking for an agent or manager, you can show them the product that you made, which will give you the confidence, which they're going to want. I've been in auditions where, you know, the casting director was so off with the director. The director hates the casting, but the producers and you think it's you, but there's an air that's walking in. Like we're in a little room, right, with blue walls, and then they say, okay, recreate a basketball game, a 5-on-5 basketball game, but it's just you. There's going to be no basketball and there's no hoop, and you're like, recreate it right now, and you're like, okay, I'm playing. You're going to look like a fool, right? So when you walk into that room, you just have to have this air that you are your shit doesn't stink, right? You fucking shit strawberry yogurt, and you are you are everything. But then the catch to that is if you don't do that well, you're gonna look like an arrogant asshole. You're gonna like, what the fuck is with this guy? He's walking in like his shit doesn't stink. So it is really, really tough. This thing is, but no one knows. All the managers, all the agents, CAA, UTA, WME, they don't know shit. They think they know shit. All the directors and producers, they're trying to get shit made. They're just trying to get shit made. Writers are just trying to not have their work stolen. They're just trying to have their name kept on the page. I wrote this. You're going to buy it from me because I have to pay a mortgage, but then you're going to remove my name. That's fun. I'm not invited to set. Oh, awesome. Thanks a lot. And then the actors, they really don't know shit. But the ones that fake it the best, and it goes back with technique. There are actors who fake it, but they do it well. They fake well. Do they think the thought of the character? Do they feel the emotion? Do they have the feeling of the character? No, they fake it. They just won an Academy Award. Okay. Well, they did it. They faked really good. You know, there are so many different ways to do this. There's so many different ways. I still don't know. I still think my career hasn't even started. That's how I feel. I feel like I haven't even started. That whole 10 years to make an overnight success, I don't think is true. I think it's 15 years. Yeah. I think it takes 15 years. They say it takes 15 years to be an overnight success in stand-up. I think it's the same thing with acting, with this business. Because you change and you evolve so many times that by the time you think you know what you're talking about, there's another 5 to 10 years of you going, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then if you have a family, if you don't have a family, whatever you decide to do, at least you're at a place. And listen, this is so much easier saying this as a man, because a man's career is a marathon. Let's be honest, right? It's a marathon. And a woman's career is a sprint. They only have a short amount of time to get it before the bags and the wrinkles start, and you're out. There's so many good fucking actresses, and they won't get anywhere near them because how many grandma roles are there? You know what I mean? There's only so many Helen Mirrens that are out there that are like fucking hot. The rest of them are like, geez, you know?
I'm really glad, man, you came on the show, first off, and you said those things, because it relates back to this wonderful quote. Everything you said, it goes back to being present and aware in your current moment.
Absolutely.
The quote, and Lao Tao, he was the founder of Taoism, and he said, if you are living in the past, you are depressed.
Yes.
If you are living in the future, you are anxious.
Yes.
If you are living in the present, you are at peace.
Yes.
And I love that. And for an actor or for an artist of any sorts, you have to be present.
I know.
In what's going on. And yes, it's hard, but where does it start from? It's just that conscious awareness thought go, okay, I'm here right now. I've got a family. I've got a kid. I'm on a show right now. It's great. I'm going to live in this moment.
Yeah.
Show's going to be over. I'm aware of that. That's fine, but I'll get to that problem when I get to. And you just have to live in that moment. And this year has been quite the ups and downs for me. And I've got to tell you, being in the moment has helped tremendously. Because I found myself when I was at my lowest, I was thinking of the future, of stuff that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And the more I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, those are absurd things. Why did I think those would happen?
Yeah.
And it's easy to be stuck in that negativity.
Absolutely.
Anyway, man.
What are you? What's your ethnicity? Where are you from?
I'll tell you after the show, but just to be mysterious, I tell people I'm Mediterranean.
Yeah, you do. You have that look, but you also have like the classic New York actor look that is like you could play Italian, you could play Latino. Right? And you do that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you can play the white boy too, the next door Jew.
That's really funny. The last recurring the show that just ended I was on, he was a Caucasian Jew.
Yeah.
So that's really funny you say that.
No, absolutely.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you got to be an idiot. I mean, the town there's a lot of Jewish people.
There what?
Yes, there are.
What?
So that's good. That's good. But no. I just think that's great though, because I saw your eyebrows and I was like, oh, that's classic.
Oh, okay.
Classic look, man.
I have to ask, have you had, like, we usually ask people a lot too, like, the worst audition story?
Oh God, so many, so many. I auditioned for a soap opera one time, and after I got done with my dialogue, the casting director just looked at me.
Mm.
And I looked down at my page, because I hold my pages sometimes, and I looked down and there was no more dialogue. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is there another line? And he's like, no, I'm giving you your moment. And I went, oh. And then there was like a long pause of me just so confused and being like, and like just, staring off into his like Venetian blinds. There's other times when I've gotten arguments with the casting director.
Really?
There's times where I've gotten arguments with the director.
Wow. Like what kind of, like what do you...
Well, the guy will go, there's a director, like I'm at a point now in my life, in my career, like I'm going to be 39 Tuesday, right? So, and I have 3 kids. And I'm still with the same woman after like 14 years or whatever. And I'm just like, lead, follow, or get out of the way. Right? So when directors come to me, they better fucking lead. They better follow me, or they better get the fuck out of the way and don't touch my shoulder.
You don't like that?
The first couple times is okay.
Yeah.
But if you want to bond with me, talk to me. Look me in the eye. Do not fucking touch me over and over again to bond with me. This is one director, luckily I didn't fucking choke him out.
Wow.
But so when this one guy, this young fucking director was directing me, I was taking his note.
Yeah.
You have to do that to know them that you're malleable, right? You're going to take their direction. But then he started, going off a little too much. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he was like, oh, and he started getting an attitude with me. And I was like, look, are we in an audition or are we doing like a session here? Like, because you know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting paid for this. Mm. And that just sucked the air out of the room. And they all just went, whoa. Nice. And it was like, and then I went into another audition. This just happened recently. Oh, fuck. This was with really nice guy, that Peele guy. The Key and Peele?
Oh, yeah.
Peele's a super nice guy. And I don't know, I was in a bit of a mood. And I go in for the, what's the cat movie they just did? Keanu.
Keanu.
So he's there, casting director, producer, and some other people. So there's another guy he's reading with. So I'm reading with him. I was like, oh, shit, that's awesome. Reading with you? And he's like, yeah, man. I was like, oh, cool. What's up? This is going to be fucking fun. Cool. So we get done. We're doing the scene. And it stops. And I go off. And my scene's done. But they're still going. And I look at them. And I look at the producers and the directors. And they're looking at me. And I'm like, whose audition is this? And they're all looking at me like, I can't believe you just said that. And I go look at Peele, and he's just like, oh, but the scene's not done. And I'm like, so? This is my audition.
That's weird.
That's
what I'm saying. So we did it again.
Wait.
I grab the suitcases.
I'm uncomfortable right now.
And I walk off and I go next to the curtain and they're still talking.
Oh my God.
And they have like 3 or 4 lines. And I go, oh, we're still doing it. So I'm talking over them now. I'm like, oh, we're still doing it. We're doing the same thing now. And they are now, yes, they look down. They're just like, oh, this fucking guy, this guy, who is this person? And I'm just like, all right, well, I know I'm not getting this now. And I'm saying this out loud. I'm like, are we doing the next scene? Because I can just leave. And they're like, no, let's do the next scene. I'm like, really? Because we all know the outcome of this. and I just can't, because I've done auditions so many times that there's no way to bullshit anymore. My wife gave me this, and it's brilliant. She said, never change the mood you're in for the audition. If you're in a pissed off mood, be pissed off. Even if it's a romantic comedy. If you're in a great mood, go in great mood. Don't change what's going on with you just for whoever you're meeting. And I thought that was great. I was like, yes, you're on my time. I'm not on your time. You're on my time. I'm coming in free. You need to pay me to do this project. This is my time. I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. And if you don't like it, I don't want to be in your project. But if you like it, oh my God, maybe we'll get married and have a great project together. Maybe it's match made in heaven. Because I know the old school dudes would love it. You think they want like a fucking yes man or a fucking, stroker? Oh my God. It's the thing I was telling you about before. If you're going to go pick up somebody at the bar, do you think the chick or the dude is going to want like, I haven't gotten laid in so long and I just saw you and no, they're going to want the smooth operator. Like, hey, what's up? Are we going to do this? I just saw you and I thought this was cool. No? Okay. Hey, I just wanted to meet you.
Okay.
It's a reach and withdraw.
Dude, first off, I agree with you. It's that confidence aspect, and that's actually really interesting to not change the mood you're in for the casting director or whoever's in. And
I was in a little cantankerous mood going into Keanu. I must say, I feel bad, but I was a little edgy because I was in the waiting room and I was in the middle of a story, and they called me in, and I was like, I'll be right there, and they're like, oh, no, come now, and I went. And it was kind of like, again, like, yes, I am an asshole by default. That's just who I am. But I'm also, I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm a great guy. I know that too. But at that moment, I was telling a story. Let me just finish the story with these lovely actresses. And I'll be right in there. I'll be right in 1 second. I was going to wrap it up and then I was going to go in. But when she snipped at me, now I was like, oh, here we go. And so I walked in a little bit like, fucking, oh, you just showed.
She snipped at you and that took you.
It took me.
Yeah, okay.
And so I didn't want to fake it. So I came in a little bit and then that's what happened. And it was a comedy.
Wow.
This is why I'm bringing
that's my thing, yeah.
No, I'm so sorry. No, but for the people who don't, I hope this doesn't come off the right way because I like you and I feel comfortable saying this. For the people who don't have the luxury of, because maybe somebody listening to this thinks, oh, you're already on a show, you already have it made. He has the luxury of being an asshole in that room.
Yes.
For people who don't have that luxury.
Right.
Maybe if they are in a pissed off mood, do you think it'll benefit them to go in there with that attitude?
But why not? But here's my thing, is that they're not going to hire you being fake. They're not going to hire anything other than who you are. The people who are the closest to themselves and the most honest is beautiful.
Right. I agree with you.
It's wonderful. So if that person comes in and they are anything but honest, it's going to show and they're going to be like, there's just something about them that's not great. I think honesty is the ultimate. I think it is the best. If a guy comes in and he's a closeted homosexual, he's going to come across weird. But if he comes in and he's naturally flamboyant, it's going to be so refreshing. It's going to be like, oh God, thank God. He's just him. He's him. If a girl comes in and she's insecure about her thighs and she's tugging on her skirt so she doesn't see that cellulite, it's going to come across weird. But if she's like, hey, I got cellulite, and she's like, yeah, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful. And again, don't change who you are, of your attitude or anything of that, because it's and that is the luxury that I have from doing this for so long, is that now I'm in a position of looking at myself as a director, as a producer. What do I want? I'm going to be honest. Right. I'm just going to go in and be honest. I'm going to be me. I now go in and I go, okay, where do I sit? Here we go. You reading? Tell me when the camera's ready. Good, go. And it's like, that's me. If they don't like it, they don't like it. They have hundreds of other dudes that are my doppelganger that they can cast.
Dude, I respect that.
That's great too, because you're producing yourself.
You know? Yes. And it's like they're on my time now. See, this is the thing. This is why actors get into it like a thing, because they're trying to mold themselves to what the other people want.
I love that.
But what they want is for you to be you. And if you are the nice guy, like, hey guys, I like to talk about my life before we start doing the scene. If that's honest, then that's great. I don't like to talk to these people. I don't want to hang out with them. I want to do my work and I want to get the fuck out. If you want to ask me a question or two, sure, I'll answer. But don't do it before. Because I'll just go, can we do all the Q&A afterwards? Let's just get this done with, and then we'll do the Q&A. And then they're like, oh, sure. Because most of the casting directors have been doing this for a while. They gotta read all these fucking schmucks. They don't have time to deal with the bullshit anyway. They don't have time where you're like, my aunt came into town and I only have a 1 bedroom. And it's like, they don't care. They don't give a shit. They just want, let's go. Also, look at all the people that are working and that are producing things. They don't have time. They got to go to the next thing. They want to deal with your bullshit. Your day is built around this audition. Yeah, it's a big deal. I've been there. I've lived in a bachelor that had no kitchen. I had to wash my dishes in my shower while I was bathing. Oof. Oh, pushing down.
And then you have to pee in the shower. And it's just like
dude, whole thing. Trust me. I was pushing down food in my grill of my shower, the shower grill.
Yeah.
It was no garbage disposable. Yeah, it was like pushing food down and
just that imagery is just like, oh, fuck my life right now.
Seriously,
fuck my life.
That building has so many plumbing problems now.
Fuck the world.
You're in an awesome place right now.
Feels good.
It seems like you have a great surrounding.
Are we wrapping it up? Is that a wrap?
Yeah. We got to wrap it up. We're out of time, unfortunately.
No,
I know.
We just started.
This is something else I wanted to talk to you guys about, and we'll have to talk to, of course, GVB Studios. But I want to make these go longer, like 2 hours sometimes, like 3 hours, and just sit down and talk. But
you know what? Next time I'll do this, we'll have a specific topic.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, that's what we'll do.
If you'd like to, yeah.
Yeah, I'll come by. I live close.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Come back whenever you want.
Shameless.
Shameless, man. It's going to air this year in October, I believe, is the thing. Awesome. So not January. They're gonna up it. Season 7. It's crazy. We're already on episode 2. Filming episode 2. It goes by really fast.
I don't even know how you guys can top. Like every season, you guys just seem to manage to top whatever crazy thing you did the season before. It's insane.
Yeah, it is. We're now in a. I think I don't know if they coined a new word, but it's a thruple.
A thruple. Oh yeah, that is like the craziest. Like I would never have thought from season 1 to where you guys are now in your storyline is just like, and it's such a. It works so well for you guys.
Well, very lucky that I get to work with those guys. Yeah, they're very cool people.
Yeah,
they're just good people all around, and that's the key too. I'll stop talking.
No.
Is being you can be eccentric is all you want, and gifted and weird and talented and all that. But if you got to be a good person, because the people are not going to want to work with you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because we all go through ups and downs, and we all have those moments of just being like, right? And not the most pleasant person to be around. But if you know that person is good, then it's okay. Then you can grant that person their insanity for the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They grant me a lot of beingness.
Probably afraid you'd beat them up.
No. I'm a pussycat.
I doubt it. Some of your basketball stories you're already saying.
I know. God, I know.
I played soccer for the longest time. I'd get yellow cards up the wazoo.
That's a tough sport.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
All you do is run.
Yeah,
sprint.
I was
on the biggest field ever, and just sprint constantly.
I was too aggressive too. That's why I went back into. No, I would. The guys were always bigger than me. I was usually the smallest guy.
Yeah.
And so I just like hit their shins, and like it would obviously not going towards the ball, cause fights, cause problems. It's okay.
You just run up to people.
Start
and
doing
kick
martial
their
arts
legs
and
sideways.
acting. Yeah, it's
fun. So dirty.
Just like trying to break legs.
Dude, Steve, Howey,
yes.
Thank you for coming on the show, dude.
Thank you.
So awesome.
You're on Twitter, right?
For granting me. Yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Steve Howey, correct?
Steve Howey.
Awesome. We'll have you back in October with a topic too. Whenever Shameless comes out, we'll have you come up here and talk about that.
Awesome.
Big thanks to GVB Studios, Gabe. We want to do a shout out to Nicole. She's usually our person. She's our sound engineer and
Super
social media
bummed.
czar.
She is a huge Shameless fan.
Where's Nicole?
She's in Boston.
Oh,
she really wanted to be.
I
here
love
for this.
Boston.
She literally comes back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So she was super bummed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, she'll come back for whenever you're back. So
definitely.
It's all good.
I'd love to meet Nikki.
Yeah. Thanks to our listeners. Thank you guys so much. Real quick before we end the show, we've got a little announcement from Jordan.
Yes.
My phone is dead.
Right.
Because of the Facebook living that we did. But while you're looking that stuff up, thank you to our listeners for our shout outs. And by the way, Grace Barber at fangirl_GraceX asked, what is the best state in America to live in if I wanted to become an actress? Obviously California or New York. She's from Britain. And you said the best state is Insanity, if I do recall.
I don't know.
Wonderful.
Anyway.
So there's also a really awesome thing going on with Mixnology, which is actually Ermin, who was on the show maybe like 6 episodes ago or so. They're doing a contest right now on Instagram. It's a short film contest. You have to shoot a comedy short and upload it with up to 60 seconds. Tag #MixnologyNYC. And there's a really awesome contest. You can wind up, the winner gets a lunch with the producer, Stuart Cornfield, Tropic Thunder, Dodgeball, Zoolander 1 and 2. It ends on July 15th, so make sure you go and you sign up and you submit your stuff on Instagram. So it could be a lot of fun.
And we'll tweet it out on Facebook.
Do it yourself.
Right?
Absolutely.
Be creative.
All right, guys, we are out of here. Always remember to listen, think, and then talk.
I like that.